Hello and welcome to Year 3 Countdown. I'm your host, Dick Shennery, and we're joined as always today by Rachel Riley, the lady with the letters. How are you today, Rachel? Is that a new dress?
Yeah, special occasion, got to dress up for it. As you're looking very dapper.
Well, thank you, Rachel. I do try, and you're right, today is a very special occasion. So, shall we crack on with today's letters? Let's start with a vowel, please.
A.
Thank you. And why don't you just fill up the rest of the letters with a nice mix of vowels and consonants? Fantastic, thank you. So our letters today are A, P, S, R, I, E, C, F, and M. So year 3, which words do you think you could make with those letters before our countdown clock stops? Remember, you can only use each letter once, and if you think of some good words, don't forget to email us to let us know. Good luck, here comes our timer. That is our time up. Now, we also sent those letters to our wonderful Year 3 contestants yesterday to see which words they can come up with. Shall we have a look at which amazing words they found? Let's have a look.
Hi, my name's Cole and my word is campers. Crimes. Prism. Price. Rise. I can see mice. Aspire. My word is prices. Crime. Scamper. I found fair. F-A-I-R. The word I found is cries. The baby cries for her mummy. Mice. Aspire.
Wow, what a fantastic selection of letters. Year 3 are really on form today. Surely no one has thought of a 9-letter word. That would be far... Oh, I'm just hearing that some contestants managed to find a 9-letter word all to do with their Stone Age topic. Let's see.
Rose, how many letters?
9.
What was your word?
Campfires. 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 We found the word campfires. 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 C-A-M-P-F-I-R-E-S. Campfire.
Wow, what an amazing job Year 3 have all done. You should be all very proud of yourselves. Now it's time for your weekly spelling lesson, so I'll pass you over to Mr. Preston for today's learning objective. But before I go, one last piece of spelling advice for you. Never ever try to spell part backwards. It's a trap. Goodbye. I've been Dick Shennery. Good luck with your lesson. Thanks, Dick. What a brilliant job all the Year 3 contestants did this morning. Great job, everyone. Now, welcome to this week's spelling lesson. So, today's lesson, as you can see, is all to do with words containing a suffix, but I want you to do a bit of work first. I want you to try and work out what that suffix is. Can you remember what suffix means? Well, it's a letter or a group of letters that can be added onto the end of a word. We call that word the root word, that changes its meaning. And I'm going to give you 2 clues about which suffix is hidden under here. The first one is that it's got 4 letters, and that those 4 letters can complete these 6 words that I've written to make real words. Which 4 letters can you think of that would fit in all 6 of those words to make real words? Pause the video now, have a think, and then press play again when you think you've worked it out. Okay, how did you get on? Hopefully you might have realised that today our learning objective is to spell words containing the sion suffix, which sounds like shun. Here it is. Shall we put it with these words and see what words it makes? Let's see if we can read them together. Division, television, vision, confusion, expansion, and extension. So, what sound does this suffix make? Well, if we put it here with division, you can see it's making the shun sound. Division, television. And it can make a very slightly different sound in different words. For these first four, it's making a jun sound, starting with the j that you hear in treasure, for example. Whereas in expansion and extension, it sounds almost the same, but it's actually shun. It starts that sh sound. Listen, see if you can hear the slight difference. Division, expand, shun. So now that we've worked out what the suffix is and what it sounds like, let's have a look at what it does to a root word. Well, the job of the shun suffix is to change verbs, doing words, into nouns. For example, if we add the shun suffix to the verb divide, it becomes division, the noun, the thing that you might do in a maths lesson. So, look carefully though. Has anything happened to the root word? Has anything changed in the word divide when we've added that suffix? Because quite often when we add suffixes, we have to sometimes alter something, change something about the root word, and this one's no different. You'll notice that before we've added the shun suffix, we've had to remove the D and the E have disappeared from the divide. I can write it almost as a number sentence, but with spelling. So I started with my root word, which was the verb to divide. I have to subtract the D and the E off the end. I have to add my sion, jun suffix, and I'm left with the noun, the thing that we are doing, which is division. Let's have a look at a few more examples. What you'll notice is this jun, sion suffix, is normally added to verbs that have particular endings, and you'll see here that the endings that it's added to are verbs that end in de, like in divide, se, like in this example, revise, or just a d on its own, for example, like suspend. So now's my turn. Let me have a go at seeing if I can add the shun suffix to these verbs. Let's start with a road, a very important word when we're learning about rocks in the Stone Age. So the verb, a stone might erode, and the thing that it's doing, the noun, is erosion. So I know that I've got to take away, remove that de at the end before I add the jun suffix, ero, and then I know, I can see it in my learning objective, it's sio. N, erosion. Revise, well, revise is the verb, the thing we're doing. It ends in an se, so I've got to remove that se to change it into the noun, the thing that we're doing, which will be revision. That's when you go back over something you've already learned to keep practicing. Revision. And finally, this final verb, suspend. You stop something, you suspend it. I want to change that to suspension. I want to change it to the noun, the thing. So I've got to remove the D. The rest of the root word stays the same. S-U-S-P-E-N, but not the D. And then I can add my S-I-O-N to change it into the noun, suspension. Now it's your turn. I've got 4 more verbs here for you. Decide, confuse, extend and invade. Can you use my example? Pause the video now and see if you can change these verbs into nouns by adding the shun suffix. Good luck, press play again when you've done it and we'll look at some answers. Hi again, how did you get on? Here are the correct spellings when you've turned these verbs into nouns. For decide, hopefully you've noticed that because it ends in a DE, you remove the DE before you add the sion suffix. Confused becomes confusion. That one ends SE, so you remove the S and the E before you add the sion suffix. Extend ends in a D, so you remove that D before you add the sion suffix, making a shun sound at the end of extension. And finally, invade, well, that's another one that ends with a DE. So you remove that DE before you add the sion suffix to make the noun invasion. How did you get on? Well, now it's time for our activities for today. And the first one is to go on Spelling Shed and see if you can find this week's spellings lists. On Spelling Shed, you can find the words to go with this week's lesson in more lists. Just look for this week's date, 15th of the 6th, and the shun suffix, and there are 3 chilly challenges that you can attempt. Just click on details and it will show you the words, and then click play to attempt it. While we're on here, why don't we have a look up here, look, and it will show us who's been doing a brilliant job on Spelling Shed this week. If we click on leagues, let's have a look at 3C to start with. Here are the top 10. You can see that the teachers are in these groups as well. So Mrs. Sinclair has crept into the top 3 as well in 3C. But well done to Lillian, Ethan, CP, Alice for doing a brilliant job. And the rest of the top 10 as well. In 3H, we've got Riley at the top with an amazing score of 30 million. Wow. And a great job, Erin, Betsy, and the rest of the children in the top 10 as well. In 3P, we've got Tyler doing an amazing job with 35 million points. Olivia Grace, 16 million, wow. And then Samuel in there as well. And there are the rest of the top 10. And finally, 3SB, great job, Isabel, look, with 9 million there, is coming out on top in 3SB. Noah, Izzy C, Iris, a great job to the top 10. If we scroll along, look, we'll go past the spelling groups and you can click on school and see who's topping the whole school. And I'm so proud that actually the top 2, gold and silver at the moment, look, are both children in year 3. So a huge well done to Tyler, who is top of the entire school, and Riley, who's second in the entire school as well. Let's see if anyone else has crept into the top 10. Oh, brilliant, 7th place, Olivia Grace. Fantastic job, guys. Well done. Keep up the hard work. And as well as all the brilliant online activities you can do to practice spellings, like on Spelling Shed, it's important you mix that with some active activities as well, hopefully outside. So the second challenge for you today to practice your spellings is an outside one. Let me show you. Before you start the activity, you'll need to have a look at your spelling list for this week and choose a few words that you think you'd like to really practice to get the hang of. Press pause now if you want to have a little look at the 3 lists and decide which chili you want to go for. And when you've chosen which spellings you want to practice, just write them out neatly on a sheet of paper using a big bold pen and leaving a gap between each letter. You'll see why now, because once you've chosen the words, maybe 3, 4 or 5 that you want to practice, find a pair of scissors and start to cut out each individual letter. So I've chosen vision, fusion and erosion as the one that I'd like to practice. So I'm going to write them out, cut them out so I've got individual little sheets of paper with each letter on, until eventually you will have a nice collection of jumbled up letters like this. And this is when we need to get our trainers on and take our letters outside. Come on. All right, now, even though the Summer Olympics are cancelled, that's not going to stop you getting a gold medal in the Year 3 Olympics spelling relay today. As you can see, behind me, I've laid out all my letters that I cut out. And today is a very windy day, so they could go everywhere, which will make it even more fun. So all you need is someone to shout out a spelling word for you. And your job is the relay is to run backwards and forwards and see if you can make that word. Now, I haven't got anyone here with me, but I wonder if our countdown host, Dick Shennery, might be able to help me out. Always happy to help. Ready, steady, vision. Okay, vision. I need a V. V. I. S. I. O. N, vision. So hopefully you enjoy having your own spelling races at home as well. If you've got a sibling who lives with you, maybe you could make double the amount of letters and have a little race to see who can collect the words first, or maybe change the event slightly as well. Maybe you could put some obstacles out, make it a bit of a hurdles course, for example, to make it more challenging for yourself. And don't forget, if you do want to manage to take a video, we'd love to see it if you email year3@frenchprimary.worcs.sch.uk. Well done for all your hard work, keep it up, and look forward to seeing you again soon.